So let's bring in Trader A co-founder Ayesha Tariq. And Ayesha, so exactly how will the inauguration help things?
Hi, Charles. Thank you for having me back in 2025. So I wrote this actually before this morning's news. And this morning we woke up to find out that, President-elect Trump is saying that we're going to have tariffs, but in a more staggered fashion, right? So I think that kind of shows you what we may expect from his inauguration speech, that many people are jumping on his policies thinking they're going to be really bad for the country, bad for the markets. But I think he's a businessman at heart, and he's going to come out and give you some, signs of, assuaging concerns that the market is having.
I agree 1,000%. It almost reminds me of election night 2016, that everything was in free fall. We're going to hell in a handbasket. It gives this conciliatory, conversation with Hillary, and the markets reverse and never look back. A lot of this is rampant speculation. But you also talk about earnings, right, as a positive. But you're worried, in part consensus, right? I mean, we are expecting almost 12% growth, which would be the highest since the fourth quarter of 2021. Could that be too optimistic?
So I'm not sure if it's too optimistic. We are tempering, expectations as we go along. But I do think that we will have a little bit of a bumpy earnings season. And I think that is because of the earnings calls. I think there's going to be a lot of questions around, slower Fed cuts, inflation, tighter labor market. But for me, I want to hear more about how the consumer is right now, because we haven't talked about the consumer in a while. And we want to hear from these companies as to how the consumer is, the health of the consumer at the moment. Yeah,
it's interesting because we know airlines are killing it there, but then we saw Signet, and that stock's down like 25% today. So, maybe we'll cherry pick the data for that. But let's talk about your picks right now. You've got 4 stock ideas. I want to go with J-Bill, right? J-Bill Circuits. I used to follow the stock big time. JBL. What do you like about it right now? Because I kind of lost track of it.
So again, this is a company that designs and builds electronic circuit boards, assembly systems. And I think with, all this data center build out, the reason that we're seeing AI stocks, take off, this is sort of adjacent to that. And I think they could really, really benefit from, the demand for semiconductors and, the data center build out.
All right, Ayesha, you're making me a little nervous. EZC, that's a pawn shop? You're talking about the consumer, and you're saying load up on pawn shop stocks. You're telling me something, aren't you?
But this is why I want to understand more about how the consumer is right now, because what we're seeing is there is tightness within the budgets, and therefore people are trading down gradually. And this is why, we think there are tailwinds for this pawn shop operator.
I love the agriculture story, and I love Robert Kennedy Jr. and even the present trends of eating healthier. And you've got an ag play here, ag ETF, DBA, right?
That's right.
All right.
So this is an ETF that's a mix of different agricultural products.
No, I think that's the place to be. A few years ago, I loaded up on some of these farm stocks, and I got crushed, and now they're all coming back. And I think this is the time to be in them. Ayesha, thank you very, very much. Really appreciate it always.
Thank you.